All were completely unfamiliar with the new normal and no one was prepared for it. That is why a society does not remain static, we continue to face changes in our lives. Nonetheless, while some are still having difficult time adjusting, we have no other option but to get used to the new way of living.
Change is inevitable, many people claim, and as we are all living in this changed system, let us take in how social change transpires due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. For instance, Tony, who has always loved to interact with people, has altered his way of life. From eating out to restaurants, going out for outdoor activities, school to mass gatherings, as well as vacations. Now, he prefers to stay at home most of the time and interact virtually. He disinfects and wears a mask as he becomes more conscious with his health.
During these trying times, not only Tony's lifestyle has changed, but also his view of the world. Before, everything was almost at ease and not overly complicated, unaware of things and tends to go with the flow. Opportunities are everywhere. However, since the pandemic began, everything has changed. Now, things have become unprecedented and unclear, harder to grasp and comprehend. Yet, Tony became more aware and eager to learn other people's circumstances, and health became his priority.
There are many aspects in life that have changed during the pandemic. However, the said circumstances are just some of the things to be mentioned. Tony's priorities during the pre-pandemic period were primarily focused on his studies, to graduate and someday get a nice job. His personal relationships such as family gatherings, friends, and other occasions were also his top priority. Yet, the difference now is that he became more aware that what really matters most in these times are prioritizing health as well as earning income.
Lastly, one social change that transpires during the pandemic was an individual's relationship with people. Tony, who has become acquainted with today's situation, experienced some change with his relationship towards others. The quality time that he had with his family before was limited. He had no vulnerability towards them. On the other hand, he tends to have more time with his friends, going out more often and more vulnerable. But ever since the pandemic began, he had more time to spend with his family, that he discovered their personalities more deeper. However, his time with his friends became limited with virtual meetings and it caused them to lose connectivity.
As we discussed our lesson in social change and looked at Tony's situation, a question pops up. Can we consider these changes as examples of social change? Although this brought a lot of adjustment to us, we cannot say COVID-19 itself is a social change. Instead, it is an agent that drives major changes in our daily lives. Even so, make no mistake, social change is indeed happening.
These changes in human interactions and relationships are now transforming cultural and social institutions within the world. The government's duty has never been clear: to serve and protect the people according to the Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution, especially during the times of crisis. They should act quickly and decisively. This includes spending the government funds wisely to prevent, detect, control, treat, contain the virus, and to provide service to people in quarantine and in close proximity with the virus. First is health, but the government should also protect its countrymen from the economic impact of the crisis and help the people's livelihood and upkeep.
With the initiative of the authority, everyone should assist in coping and managing these changes. Social interactions in schools, churches, and industries are inevitable. Nonetheless, sticking with safety protocols and educating others would help by being advocates in establishing and monitoring the safety of the citizens.
From the perspective of a regular citizen, most of us were troubled by the change in our reality. Many of us still have fear and anxiety related to the happenings around the world in our local community. Although the future may look bleak and blurry, we can try to keep ourselves enthusiastic and positive-minded. Let's remember that each time that we abide with the protocols, we can ultimately help in lowering the cases and provide a safer world to live in. Accepting the present and looking forward to our future can equip us with a better mindset to better function as members of the ever-growing and ever-changing society.
Just like Tony, our priorities, relationships, lifestyle, and view of life can change. However, he adjusted and set his efforts on what really matters. Changes in our society can be overwhelming and daunting, but this would also mean that our culture and community continues to adapt and develop for a brighter tomorrow. As Esther Dyson said, change means that what was before wasn't perfect. People want things to be better.
Thank you so much for listening. Bye!